India welcomed the three-phased ceasefire and hostage release agreement between Israel and Hamas and expressed hope that it would lead to a safe and sustained supply of humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza after a prolonged 15-month-long period of escalated war between Israel and Gaza in this decades-long conflict. Quote, "We welcome the announcement of the agreement for the release of hostages and a ceasefire in Gaza. We hope this will lead to safe and sustained supply of humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza. We have consistently called for release of all hostages, ceasefire and return to a path of dialogue and diplomacy," the Foreign Ministry said in a statement. The ceasefire deal, mediated by Egypt, Qatar and the USA, is divided into three phases. Phase 1 will see a complete ceasefire, withdrawal of Israeli forces from populated areas in Gaza, which has been a long-standing demand of the Hamas group in Palestine, release of hostages including Americans, women and elderly, return of Palestinian civilians to their neighbourhood and a surge in humanitarian aid. The second phase of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal will see a permanent end to the war. The remaining living hostages will be exchanged, Israeli forces will withdraw from Gaza, temporary ceasefire will become permanent. Reminder that the war, which escalated on October 7, 2023, after Hamas attacked a music festival inside the Israeli territory and Israel retaliated with all its military might, has killed over 45,000 people in Gaza, mostly women and children. Israel had lost 1,200 of its people on the October 7th attack. Meanwhile, a study from Lancet Research Journal has claimed that the actual number of fatalities in Gaza is much higher than the estimated numbers by Gaza Health Ministry. Coming back to the ceasefire deal, the third and final leg of the truce will involve a major reconstruction plan for Gaza and return of the final remains of hostages to their families. Israel's retaliation against Hamas and its repeated military action in Gaza, West Bank, Rafah has demolished entire cities, leaving everything into ashes and rubble. The survivors are living in tents, with reports of infants being frozen to death in the winter. Qatar's Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani hopes the announcement of ceasefire agreement in Gaza will contribute to ending the aggression, destruction and killing in the Strip and occupied Palestinian territories, and to starting a new phase. He said the diplomatic role of Qatar in reaching the truce is its humanitarian duty before the political one. Israeli President Isaac Herzog called the cabinet to approve the ceasefire agreement last night, stating that the state had failed in its duty to prevent the October 7th attacks. Mr. Herzog called to correct it. Quote, "This is the right move. This is an important move. This is a necessary move. There is no greater moral, human, Jewish or Israeli obligation than to bring our sons and daughters back to us, whether to recover at home or to be laid to rest," unquote. He said. At least 20 more people were killed in Israeli strikes in Gaza after a ceasefire deal had been finalized between Israel and Hamas and announced on Wednesday, Gaza's civil defense agency had said. Agency spokesman Mahmoud Basal told AFP News Agency that several strikes hit the territory, killing at least 20 people, including 18 in Gaza City. The raids, he said, did not stop despite the announcement of the truce. Now there is hope that the final announcement will bring an end to the attacks.